for them. David, good evening.
Well, the one-and-done draft requirement will be abolished very soon. In the meantime, the G League professional path has been introduced for those looking to come straight out of high school. A salary of $125,000, potential endorsements, and access to NBA development has enticed more than a few to pursue this new avenue. Kevin?
The G League continues to be a great asset for the NBA. Great stuff, David. Thank you. And a chance to take a look at some numbers for Sexton.
And you can see the surge in his level of confidence lately just by looking at that true shooting percentage. It's been moving straight up in the past 5 games. I think he's feeling it.
And a look at the starters for the Cavaliers. Sexton and Osman on the perimeter. Kevin Love out there with Andre Drummond. And it's Garland in at the point. And looking at the Nets, Allen is out there with Lance Thomas. Then there's Karis LeVert. Then there's Harris. And it's Chiozza in at the 1 spot.
And for the Cavs, their #1 goal is to identify a young superstar to build around.
Well, they've had a nice collection here of guys that they hope step up and step out. Cleveland's only 2 Rookie of the Year award winners have been LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. Franchise changers hard to find.
So Cleveland will get the first possession. Now here's Garland. He's guarded closely. Here's Drummond, and the layup is good.
A tall and powerful big. Drummond has a natural ability to finish inside.
Here's Chiozza. Pass to LeVert. Lets the 3 fly. It's Drummond with the rebound. And so it's Drummond with it. He'll bring it up for Cleveland. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, their execution at times was flawless, but they also made some mistakes that ultimately did them in.
Well, they had the home fans worried for a little bit. I know that.
Clock is at 3. Love. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Kevin Love showing off a bit of his moxie there and some experience there, overpowering the defense with some of his strength.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Harris looking it over. LeVert with it. Guarded now by Sexton. And it's LeVert missing.
Yeah, better than giving up the layup. You want to go in there and use the hard foul. They did it there. That's aggressive attitude defensively.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Now here is Harris. This game he had 12. Out to the right wing. Here's Chiozza. That one off the back iron and out.
Well, if you believe in the numbers, that mid-range shot is not a high-value shot, even with little or no defense on you.
And Drummond kicks to Sexton. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Man, right off the bat, super sharp here offensively. 4 of 5 so far.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Harris outside. And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That's his first foul. It's the Nets now. Nothing yet up on the scoreboard for them. 6 to shoot. Both these teams, Doris, relying tonight on the execution in their half-court game.
A little bit of a throwback, sort of an old-fashioned approach tonight. Don't worry, we're going to have plenty of highlights. It is the NBA. We know there are great players on both sides of the ball camp, but how about this ability to execute under duress of a 24-second shot clock? It's going to be really interesting to watch.
Look at Cleveland's starting group. Sexton and Osman on the perimeter. Kevin Love out there with Andre Drummond. And it's Garland in at the point. Now here's LeVert. Down low. Ball's knocked loose. Allen's shot is off. And here's Sexton. Cleveland moving it around. Love with the bucket.
And instead of just trying to draw the foul, Love maintains his focus despite some stiff defense. Great hands, great body control, allowing him to get it done.
Here's Chioza. 11 points for him in that last game against the Warriors in San Francisco.
And let's not forget about the assist. This guy is a playmaker, was a driving force for that offense.
Brooklyn gets it back with the new shot clock at 14. Here's LeVert. And here's the fast break. The feed now to Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
With a large frame and a willingness to get physical, Drummond's a relentless rebounder.
Harris looking it over. Shot clock at 6. A 3-ball. Hits it from 3-point range.
Boy, when Joe Harris is making this kind of shot, turn the lights out.
Love outside. Back to Sexton. High arcing shot, and it's good on the layup.
And early on, they looked great. They've made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
I was able to talk with Kenny Atkinson for a minute. I asked him which player he thought could be an X factor tonight, and he said that Andre Drummond has their full attention. The most voracious rebounder in the game, Drummond can tilt a game with the extra offensive possessions he generates for his team. Kevin?
Okay, David, much appreciated.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Now here's Allen. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Pass to Chioza. The 3. And that's collected by Love.
Boy, the offensive flow just isn't there right now. 1 for 5 to start the game.
Now here's Garland. Tight defense on him. And Love throws it down.
I'll tell you, right now, these guys cannot be stopped.
Boy, it looks like their confidence is at an all-time high, just feeding off each other right now.
Now here is Harris. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Golden State. LeVert with it. Garland picks him up. One-on-one here. The slam dunk by Garland.
Yeah, they have gone full throttle from the opening tip, showing no signs of letting up.
Well, you set the tempo early, and when you get command and control of a game, it's perfect.
Allen, the tip in on the offensive rebound.
Well, so often we're talking about Jared Allen's length, and he does it nicely on the offensive glass right there.
Sexton, the pass to Love. Back to Sexton. Takes a 3. Doesn't go for it. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. Moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Boy, picking Jared Allen, number 22, back in 2017 has paid off for the Nets. This guy has proven already in his early 20s to be an NBA caliber starting center.
And he knocks down the first one. And Jared Allen grew up in the Austin area and played near his home at the University of Texas.
Yeah, Kev, just one season with the Longhorns. He really came into the league considered a project, but boy, his development is truly ahead of schedule.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe.
And guys, I think the future is so bright for Jared Allen. We're talking about an athletic, mobile big man who has already proven to be an accomplished two-way player.
Here's Osman. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And it's Drummond missing.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
There's the pass to Chioza. Now here is Harris. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. Here's LeVert. Beat the shot clock, but it's off the mark. Cleveland leading by 8. Garland with it. 6 points for him. Pass to Drummond. Makes it off the glass. Drummond's got his second basket.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Chioza passes to LeVert. To the paint. Here's Allen. The shot missing. Good D by Drummond. Here's Sexton. Great touch on the 16-footer.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
No doubt, Greg. On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want, and defensively, they are connected and on a string.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. They went to Cleveland for their last meeting with the Cavaliers, and they came out with a win.
Yeah, it was a narrow win, but in that last meeting, I think foul trouble for the other side may have really just tipped the scale and allowed them to escape with the W.
Oh, no doubt. Playing aggressively, forcing the action, that often works in your favor, and it did the last time around.
Looking now at some numbers for Porter. How's the last month of basketball been for him? Averaging about 11 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. I mean, the numbers aren't bad on their own, but he knows that he can help this team in a bigger way.
And sometimes it comes down to the flow of the offense. One night it's your night, another night perhaps it's somebody else's.
Here's Temple with the floater, and the layup is up and in.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Now here's Garland. He's guarded by Johnson. Thompson outside. Pass to Windler. Baseline J on the way. Second chance shot. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Larry Nance Jr. doing a tremendous job drawing the contact. Get the defense to commit. Get yourself to the foul line. You know what I love about Larry Nance Jr.? This guy came into the league as a tremendous athlete, but his skill set just keeps improving. The passing, the shooting, I love it.
First one falls for him. And a quality defender. Larry Nance doesn't need Doris the ball to impact the game.
No doubt, Kevin, because he's willing to rebound the ball out of his area. He's willing to be a high motor guy on the defensive end. His activity is always a big lift to this team.
Both shots good from the stripe.
What a story Larry Nance Jr. is, guys, because at 16, this is a young man who was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. Remarkably, it didn't slow him down. This guy has become a great role model for kids everywhere. Control the disease with a very strict diet. That's what he's done.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
Well, what I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening tip, and guys are making their shots. That's critical.
Now here's Johnson. No points in the game yet for him. It's Allen, top of the key, kicks to Temple. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Nets trail by 14. Johnson outside. Here's Temple. Back to Johnson. Passes it to Caruch. He kicks it to Temple. That shot is off.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Garland, the pass to Nance. Over Temple. The shot's good from Nance.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Johnson right side. The pass to Luau. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here. Here's Temple. Nailed from three-point land. Temple's got his second bucket of the night.
Always a bonus when points come from unlikely sources. And you can see this guy's been working on that shot.
And a wide open look for Porter. Cleveland the rebound. And taken away by Johnson. Temple the pass to Luau. And he makes that one.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish. And until their playoff run, the Brooklyn Nets weren't a team we thought of as a free agent destination. And Doris, you almost forget that they play in the biggest market in the country.
And Greg, who would have thought that in New York and Los Angeles, arguably the most competent franchises would be the Nets and the Clippers. These are two of the historically dilapidated teams no longer content to play second fiddle in those major markets.
And the Cavaliers this summer selecting point guard Darius Garland with the 5th overall pick. The second-year man Colin Sexton already on the roster. Greg, how do you see the fit between these two players?
Well, I mean, both are 6'2". The questions will come at the defensive end of the floor. Offensively, both show great promise as shooters, very scoring-minded guards, reminiscent possibly of a Lillard-McCollum pairing for the Blazers, which could be a roadmap for the Cavs.
Johnson surveying the floor. Crawford against Thompson. Crawford, no luck.
Team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Luau. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Nance has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Windler. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. From deep. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's Cleveland enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. They've excelled in the open court. Their transition game has allowed them to build this healthy lead. Right back after this break. Versatility is so important in today's NBA. That works just fine.
I don't really limit myself to one position.
And with all the switching we see teams, Greg, employing right now, that defensive versatility is highly prized, highly valuable.
And Johnson, an excellent athlete. He's got the tools to impact the game both offensively and defensively.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And for the Cavaliers, this has been the game they wanted to have.
Guys, I love their defense in that first period. They were in position and just challenging shots.
Well, I think they combined great intelligence with great effort, and you can see the results.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Setting the floor for the Nets. They've got Caruch, Crawford out there with Johnson. Then it's Garrett Temple. And it's Luwawu in at the 4 slot. Here's Crawford. Larry Nance making his last shot. A lot of switching on every possession in the NBA from a defensive standpoint, and you see the way Doris offenses are adjusting to that.
Yeah, I think number one, you have to attack the switch. That's first and foremost. And it's an interesting balance between attacking and being patient. Because the one thing you're ultimately seeking in every switch is a favorable matchup for yourself. That's where a critical thinking guard who knows where to find and put the ball is so critical to your success.
That's a good way to look at it. And the first one at the line is good.
And you look at the cast-offs that have found success in Brooklyn, Doris, a great part of the Nets story.
And I think what the players appreciate is the team that gave them their first real shot to play significant minutes. That buy-in and urge to prove themselves a part of what makes their culture special.
And so Jamal Crawford nails both of them.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Sexton the pass to Thompson to the wing right side. Here's Windler. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Sexton. They grab their own miss. Thompson dishes to Nance. And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. Thompson against Crawford. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. The Cavaliers leading by 10. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much. Brooklyn with the ball. After Colin Sexton's miss. Bounce pass Temple. Good on that shot, and with that, the Cavalier lead is cut down now to just 10 on the basket from Crawford. The Cavaliers have gone 2 of 6 in the field in the second quarter so far. Outside Porter. Pass to Sexton. Here's Thompson. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, Tristan is starting to develop a sense for how to find contact and working his way to the line. Guys, what you love about Tristan Thompson, he never lets up off the offensive glass. He is thirsty for offensive boards.
First free throw is good. And the rebound rate steadily climbing for Tristan Thompson, Doris, in recent seasons.
Yeah, so much so, Kevin, that he set a career high back in 2018-19. You think about over the last 4 years, he has averaged more rebounds than points.
And so Thompson nails both of them.
Yeah, Thompson not really the guy who's going to punish you consistently for sending him to the free throw line.
Chioza scanning the floor. It's LeVert on the wing. Pass to Caruch. Fires for 3. And it's Osman with the rebound.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression
in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Well, Sexton showing that he's more than just a jump shooter. Very comfortable on the interior against size.
Here's Chioza. Following the basket by Colin Sexton. Passes it to LeVert. Lays it up and banks it in. LeVert's got his first bucket of the night.
Now, Kevin, that's all about the quick first step of Caris LeVert. He gets to the rack in no time.
And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Was shot by Sexton, no good.
Well, they have the advantage, but you still feel like this guy needs to find a way to get himself going.
Here's Chioza. Defended by Sexton. And he trims the lead to single digits. LeVert's got 5.
Caris LeVert has worked diligently to make his three-point shot legitimate. Knocks that one down.
Sexton with it. Now Thomas defending. Love right side. Down it goes for his third basket in as many tries. And here's Chioza. He'll bring it up for the Nets. They trail by 11. And there's the pass to Harris. Here's Karuch. The third shot of the possession finally falls for him.
What energy on the offensive boards. The defense can't match the effort, and they paid the price.
Porter kicks to Sexton. Over Thomas. Here's Thompson. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Thompson, he has such a low, wide base. He is near impossible to fully box out.
Pass to Thomas. Here's LeVert. Back to Thomas. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Chioza. No good on the 3.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
Now here's Sexton. Last game 26 points. Love kicks to Sexton. Shoots the 3. Cleveland with a fresh shot clock. He gets that one. And it's 8 points for Love.
And without looking at the scoreboard, you think they were the team trailing and trying to fight their way back.
Here's Chioza. Over Sexton. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. Let's quickly take a look at the standings out east. The season nearly complete. You look at the Nets. They're in 7th and looking to hold on to that seed for the playoffs. And checking out Cleveland. They're much further down in the standings right now.
And seeing where the Nets are, they're one of those teams that hasn't quite figured it out this year. A lot of talent, a lot of heart, but nothing to put them up on that next level.
You know, it's got to be frustrating for them, Greg. You can't dwell on the past. You've got to think forward, work together, and play for one another.
Here's Porter. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Chioza passes to Harris. Pass to LeVert. From deep. An absolute bomb from 3-point range. LeVert's got 8 points here in this quarter.
So how about the Cavaliers head coach John Beilein making his NBA debut after 27 seasons as a college basketball coach? Think back to his time at Michigan, the first back-to-back 30-win seasons in school history. This is an excellent hire for Cleveland.
And Doris, isn't it interesting? Coach John Beilein has never, at any level, been an assistant coach.
No, but he has made his way through the ranks, going from high school to junior college, Division III, Division II, and then right up through the ranks of Division I. So he now makes the final leap to the NBA. How cool is that, Kev?
Jared Allen's checked in for the Nets. Cleveland also making some changes. Drummond's checked in for Thompson. And it's Garland in for Porter. Now Garland. He has 6. Love outside. Sexton with it. Now Thomas defending. Jacks up a 3. Sexton's shot is good. Sexton's got 9.
Big time range from Colin Sexton. Test your limits, young sir.
Harris outside. Here's Chioza. To the left wing. From deep three-point range, it's not going to go for him. And Cleveland will come the other way. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, tough environment. They were right there, but just missed some key shots.
You know what? Playing on the road is always challenging. It requires a level of energy and focus. You've got to match what the home team gives you, and they didn't do it.
Here's LeVert following the basket by Colin Sexton. Passes to Harris. This one for 3. Sexton grabs the board.
Boy, he hasn't found the range yet here in the second period. Only 1 triple for him tonight.
Osman kicks to Love. Good D by Thomas. Nets trail by 17. Harris passes to LeVert. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
And really, the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
And the pass to Love. To the middle. Here's Drummond. Nails the baby hook. Drummond's got his 3rd basket of the night.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Pass to LeVert. And it's off from 3-point range. The Cavaliers leading by 17. And here is Garland. He's got 6. Good D by Thomas.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively. Well, the versatility he possesses makes him a very tough cover, guys.
Cleveland's gone 1 of 4 from 3-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. And it's Drummond with the jam.
And when he gets himself into the right position, Drummond so powerful in terms of finishing at the rim. The only way to prevent that alley-oop is to keep him from getting to the launching pad in the first place.
And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
I don't think there's any question, Greg. There are so many rules that favor the offense these days. You've got to be able to equal things out when an illegal screen is set.
Here's Sexton, and the last-second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's the Cleveland Cavaliers with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points, and their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Andre, big first half, a lot of energy. What are you guys doing differently tonight?
With active fans in the defensive end, it really got us all hyped up. And, you know, it translates to the offensive end as well, too. So, you know, we're looking real good right now. We just got to put it together in the second half, too.
Transition really working well for you in the first half, Andre. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. It's Cleveland out on top at halftime. They're leading by 16. Kenny, what did you see from them?
Well, they were dishing out dimes left and right, and the guys were finishing strong. As a team, they seem to be always thinking, always looking for the best shot. If they keep sharing the ball this way, the second half could be more lopsided than the first.
And over to Shaq. What do you think about Brooklyn?
Well, one reason they're getting roasted, a.k.a. blown out, poor rebounding. Way too many one-and-done possessions. I don't want to see guys dribble between their legs and shoot. Not enough fundamentals. Hey, box out one-on-one. Maintain position one-on-one. Learn how to play basketball one-on-one. Things like that, Ernie.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side,
my brother.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. One of the stories here, guys, Caris LeVert getting it done today.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end. And boy, this young guy has done just that.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway.
And you think back to LeBron's last year in Cleveland, one wonders how differently it may have turned out if Kyrie was there with him.
Well, you think back, Greg, Isaiah Thomas was never healthy. He had been a recent All-Star with another team. They were counting on his quickness and his scoring. But through it all, the Cavaliers reached the NBA Finals. Just another testament to the talent and the leadership that LeBron gives you.
Tipping off the second half, here's John Beilein's 5. Garland and Sexton man the backcourt. Assman and Love are the forwards. And it's Drummond in at the 5 down low. Now, here's Sexton. Love at the elbow. Shoots over LeVert. And Love with the basket on the assist by Sexton.
Well, you know Kevin Love is ready in catch-and-shoot situations. Beautifully done.
Chioza passes to LeVert. Harris outside. And it's Kevin Love with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Here's Chioza. Just 5 on the clock. Dishes it to Allen. Drummond with the block.
A high motor keeps Drummond engaged defensively. He doesn't want to let any shots go in. You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
Here's LeVert. Following the basket by Colin Sexton. Here's Chioza. And it's sent back by Drummond. But they get it back. Allen passes to Chioza. Tries again. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
Oof, this has been brutal. I mean, he still hasn't made a single shot. No wonder they're struggling.
Here's Love. The basket good off the assist from Sexton. Sexton's got his 3rd assist on the night. And here's Chioza. He'll bring it up for the Nets. Nothing yet for them in the third quarter. Pass to LeVert. And the rejection by Love.
Well, Kevin Love, such a smart defender. Send it back.
A lot to like about the way they're playing right now, but still plenty of time left.
You do like that the offense is humming along. They're putting in the effort to distance themselves.
Now here's LeVert. He's got 13.
Well, think back to Caris LeVert's career at Michigan. It was marred by 3 foot surgeries in just 22 months. And obviously the medical red flags caused his draft stock to dip. But credit the Nets, who picked him up with the 20th pick back in 2016.
And the free throw drops for LeVert.
Well, it's no secret, guys, that Caris LeVert can flat out score the basketball. I think the key for him moving forward, just become more and more efficient because the ability is there.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Porter's checked in. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Cleveland leading by 22. Garland, the pass to Love. And the three off target. And the ankle injury for LeVert last season, more of a freak accident.
Yeah, Kevin, you think about it, he comes down on top of another player. It ends up costing him 3 months. But even through these tough injuries, what we know, Caris LeVert has shown when healthy, he can be special.
Brooklyn with the ball after Cleveland got the three-pointer. And it's blocked. What a play as he just snatches the shot out of midair. And Porter, here we go. Passes it to Osman. Drummond in the post. LeVert defending. And it's Drummond missing. Nets have gone a paltry 0 of 6 to begin the third quarter. What a terrible start to the half. LeVert the pass to Allen. Over Garland. And again, it's the Nets missing. And here are the Cavaliers stringing it together. They've got an 11-2 run going. The pass to Drummond. Now Garland. 6 to shoot. Love outside. From deep. Offensive rebound. And Drummond is right there.
Pursues the offensive glass with purpose. Drummond knows who he is, and boy, does he attack it.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. Now you look at the former All-Star Andre Drummond and the way he rebounds, Greg. He might be the best in the league in that department.
I mean, few players in the history of the league can go off for 20-plus rebounds on any given night. Drummond's one of them. Attacks the glass on the offensive end so well. His offensive rebounding, for me, sets him apart.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. Well, some great passers have come into the league this season. Let's see which rookies are tops in assists. Second is Darius Garland.
A number of gifted passers entering the NBA this season, and he's right up there among the very best. I like what I've seen from him as a distributor.
Now here is Harris. Pass to Caruth. And he slams it one-handed.
Well, this is the court awareness that Joe Harris gives you. He is so skilled at realizing how to give his teammates an open look.
Pass to Drummond. Kicks to Garland. Pass to Windler. The tray. Cleveland the rebound.
And the offensive rebounding, really the story here today. Even with the big lead, they're still showing more hustle on the board.
And Allen with the slam.
Nice creativity from the big man, Jared Allen. You've got moves upon moves.
Now, here's Garland. He's guarded by Johnson. Knocks it loose and taken away by Johnson. Here's Harris. And the layup's good off the glass. Harris has got 5 now.
Every team looking to get easy ones in transition.
We call that one the do-it-yourself kit.
Johnson outside. The pass to LeVert. Here's Allen, and Thompson sends it back.
That's where Thompson's length comes into play. You think you can sneak a shot over him, but he'll swat it right back at you.
A floater, and Garland with the lay-in. Garland's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, that's a nice play. You've got to read the situation and go to your floater game when necessary.
Now here's Johnson. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Caruch passes to LeVert. Allen trying to break free. It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
And you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Pass to Thompson. Here's Windler. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Windler's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
We've seen this explosion of Canadian players in the NBA. And really, Tristan Thompson led that way. The 4th pick back in 2011, Thompson was, at that point, the highest drafted Canadian in NBA history.
So for the Nets, Luwawu Cabarrot, he's checked in for Rodions Kurucs. Temple comes in for Joe Harris. And it's Crawford in for Karis LeVert. Nancy's checked in for Cleveland. And Thompson may have led the way for Canadians. But as far as where the league is going, Greg, he's a throwback player.
I mean, a rebounder and rim runner. His game is built on toughness and hustle.
Count it. 8 points for Crawford.
And that's what you like to see right there. A solid move to give himself some room and take it inside.
Garland the pass to Porter. Lets it go from 14. And Cleveland again with the bucket.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
And Greg, you know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Now here's Crawford. 8 points for him. Johnson, a wide open look from outside off the mark. Porter against Crawford. And then slams it in.
Well, that's the nose for the basketball. Larry Nance, my goodness, what hops on that young guy.
Here's Crawford. Boom, he jams it straight down.
I love the advantage he has from a speed standpoint. Does a great job of creating separation for that shot.
Garland the pass to Windler. .151 left in the third. Now here's Garland. He's covered closely. Good D by Johnson.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Well, terrific job by Tyler Johnson to do exactly what they want him to do. Find his open teammates.
Nance outside to the inside. Windler, nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Where was the defense? No fighting through the pick, no rotation. My goodness.
A slam dunk by Garland.
Some power coming from the PG.
Ah, that's right, GA. Seeing more and more of that these days. Backcourt guys who can elevate.
We know versatility is huge in this game. Just a tremendous job finishing that play. Wow.
Here's Temple. The Cavaliers making the shot. Over Porter. And he overshot that one, missing. Cleveland's gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. And Luwawu Cabarrot is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Sexton, he's checked in for Garland. On defense, the Nets. It's stolen. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Crawford's shot is good.
Man, he is just really in a flow right now. That field goal percentage has gone through the roof.
Now, here's Sexton. He's guarded by Johnson. Sexton with it. Here's the three. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Cleveland holding a 22-point lead as the quarter wraps up. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We come back right after this. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. A lot of competitors in this league, Doris, and you've got to be that way to play at this level. And I know you have a list of competitors that you admire a lot.
It's those guys, Kevin, who have that insatiable desire to win. The guys who absolutely despise losing, who it almost hurts. It's painful physically. Giannis Antetokounmpo is driven to be great. He wants an NBA championship. LeBron James has got multiple titles and continues to pursue greatness. What I love about great NBA players, it's never enough, Kevin.
Thomas is out there with Luwawu. Then it's Garrett Temple. Then it's Crawford. And it's Chioza in at the one. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. The first one falls. The fifth pick back in 2008 out of UCLA, Doris, Kevin Love, giving back to his alma mater.
That's right. He matched Russell Westbrook for the largest ever donation by a former student athlete. Named in his honor now, the Kevin Love Strength and Conditioning Center is helping others pursue their dreams. How cool is that?
Both free throws good from Kevin Love.
Boy, I have such great admiration for Kevin Love. We so often think these athletes are invincible. The reality is they're just like you and I. Kevin shared his bout with anxiety and panic attacks, and I believe by doing that, guys, he has helped countless people.
Cleveland leading by 22. Windler, the pass to Sexton. Six on the shot clock. Rebound, Brooklyn. And Commissioner Adam Silver said we're in an age of anxiety, and Doris expressed concern over the emotional well-being of the players.
Well, I think, Kevin, he pointed to social media, ironically, as isolating for players. They're always looking down at their phones. They're always wearing headphones. This generation, face-to-face connections, so crucial for a team and individual health.
Here's Temple. Larry Nance making his last shot. And Temple kicks to Crawford. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Crawford's got 11 points here in just the second half.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
Oh, Nance in position. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Well, Larry Nance taking his time in the spotlight, a featured role for a guy who's really starting to improve.
Chioza passes to Crawford. Basket number 8 is all good. He's attempted 12 shots.
What a great shooting performance. His percentage is outstanding.
Pass to Windler. Doris, when you look at draft eligibility requirements, it is a very fluid topic with a lot of different ways it could go, a lot of moving parts. Where do you stand?
I'll tell you the truth, Kevin. I'm conflicted about this because I believe there is real value to the college experience. There's high-level coaching across the game at the collegiate level. But I also believe that young men who have talent should be able to, when they are eligible, decide when they want to become professionals. So, listen, I'm sort of in the middle. There are legitimate arguments to be had for both sides. What I hope, regardless, is we get the best players in the league, and that's certainly going to happen whenever it happens.
Swiped away. In transition, here come the Nets. Temple gets the bucket.
Way ahead of the field. He can do pretty much whatever he wants.
Big time play right there, showing the activity and ability to impact this game.
Now here's Sexton. Kicks it out to Love. Nance trying to break loose. They get the rebound, and Nance slams it in.
Don't you love guys who are willing to do the dirty work? Larry Nance's activity making him a factor on the rebounding aspect.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn.
Obviously, times have been quite tough lately, but you have to think back to Cleveland's first and only title in 2016. LeBron's second season back in the city, and boy, did he deliver on his promise.
So for the Nets, Allen's checked in for Luau. Harris comes in for Jamal Crawford. And it's LeVert in for Garrett Temple. And a switch here also for Cleveland. Garland's checked in. Here's Chioza. Passes it to LeVert. No good on the triple. And that was an incredible year back in 2016. Of course, Draymond Green in that series suspended for Game 5. Doris changing the momentum.
Amazing to think, Kevin, how quickly things can shift and change in the NBA. Credit the Cavaliers. They made the bigger shots, and they had the best player on the floor in LeBron James. That was a season to remember.
Nance. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Well, who says this isn't a contact sport? Larry Nance taking the initiative to draw the foul. Nice.
And that one misses.
The Nets had to be so judicious and so smart with every move they made because they did not have top draft selections. So you have to use cap space to acquire picks. They had to find sleepers in the draft. They had to find players who were probably undervalued and then develop those players. This is an organization that used every tool at their disposal.
And he sinks the second. And Doris, the Nets showed they could manufacture a rebuild.
Kevin, what the Nets did was not easy. But to me, it shows you exactly how critical quality front office personnel is to the success of an organization. And the Nets were on point throughout the process.
Clock at 6. Here's Harris. Allen dishes to Thomas. There's the steal. Here's Osman, guarded by Harris. Osman, the pass to Nance. Right wing, Garland kicks to Nance. Here's Sexton. And another miss by Cleveland.
Well, after hitting one triple in the first half, it's been all radio silence since.
Here's Chiozza. He's guarded by Love. Chiozza passes to Harris. 6 on the shot clock. Now the pass to Chiozza. Sexton grabs the board. And so Sexton will bring it up for Cleveland. It's off to Charlotte for him after this game as they take on the Hornets. And they're in the thick of this long road run. That's the 3rd of 7 straight on the road. Now LeVert, after Darius Garland missing on that last three-pointer. Here's Chiozza. He kicks to Thomas. Pass to LeVert. Over Sexton. A nice shot by LeVert. LeVert's got 4 points now in the quarter.
It feels like Karis LeVert gets more and more lethal on the offensive end. How about the ability to make a contested jumper? Okay, I see it.
Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And
wow.
I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Good on both. In basketball, like many sports, you can call some kind of penalty on almost every play. So with that in mind, where do we draw that line?
I would say that most coaches and most players would say as long as there's consistency with officiating, they can adapt to the way the game is being called. As fans, as broadcasters, what we want to see the game remain free-flowing, fluid, pretty, the ability to move and cut and not be impeded in your progress. That's what I want to see.
And we see that most nights.
No doubt.
Now here's Love. Pass to Garland. Shoots over LeVert. They get it back. Here's Drummond. Here's Love. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on Jared Allen.
Yeah, guys, if Love doesn't finish a play inside, there is a high chance he's still going to find his way to the free throw line.
That free throw good from Kevin Love. Doris, when you look at the success of international players, and the league has a litany of very good international players, Doncic being the latest success story, is the perception changing about these kids when they come from overseas and play in the NBA?
Well, one of the greatest, and then to me, the greatest international player of all time, Dirk Nowitzki, a Hall of Fame player, probably changed the perception to start with. Now, listen, over the years, Luka is going to have perhaps a Hall of Fame career if he stays healthy. The reality is this. The NBA is looking for the best players to man those 15 roster spots of the 30 NBA teams. It doesn't matter where you're from, what the color of your skin is. If you can play the game of basketball and play it at the highest level, the NBA wants you to be a part of their league.
Garland dishes to Porter. Garland, the pass to Drummond. Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Well, the advantage they have right now is largely based on his play. What an outstanding night.
Free throw good, Drummond.
Selected 9th overall in the 2012 draft, Drummond's carved out a nice NBA career for himself.
Here's Chiozza. He dishes it to Harris. Doris, basketball continues to gain in popularity around the world, doesn't it? It's amazing to me.
It does. Adam Silver, the commissioner, has said, I believe we can be the #1 spot in the world. Obviously, they'd have to overcome the soccer, and that's popularity. But think about this, Kevin, how inclusive a game basketball is. And the love spans across gender, race, ethnicity, religious affiliation. And the best part about the game of basketball is this, Kevin. When you're growing up and trying to get better, you need a ball, you need a hoop, and you need you, and you don't need anything else.
That is so well said. And here's Chiozza. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Passes it to LeVert. And Sexton over to help. Outside for Thomas. Launches a three. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Love's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Cavaliers.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even.
And with this win now, we're all square, 1-1. 2 more games yet to come in what's proving to be a very competitive season series.
And one of the league's top talents, game in and game out. And doing it here again in this one. A terrific night for Drummond.
And the way he rebounded, he surely was a spark for the team as he was securing everything that came off the iron.
So he gets them both. Helps teams if they can keep the rights to their best player. We see it in other leagues. Could the franchise tag ever make its way, do you think, to the NBA?
Well, this is going to be a negotiation point between the Players Association and the league itself. And the reality is it's going to have to be negotiated. What we know unequivocally, Kevin, is that these players now in the player empowerment era have more control about what franchise they play for and how long the duration of their contract is. How this all shakes out remains to be seen, but it is a point of conversation amongst the 30 NBA teams and the league leadership. There's no question about it.
Crawford's shot is good.
There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
Garland, the pass to Exum. That shot off. Excellent D there from Allen. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Anderson in the post. Defended by Dellavedova. A nice shot by Anderson.
And you can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
No doubt. It felt like they were a little tight for much of the evening. Now they're in a better flow, but it may be too little too late.
Now Exum. And so it's Cleveland taking care of business in this. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. See you next time.